Hey guys, I'm back. This time with my good French friend Mathias. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
And today, as you can see in the background, we're at the locals. We just finished our Yumenokesho Cup. We were 16 players.
Something like that, yeah.
And Mathias won. Which deck did you play today?
I played Youthberk, so with the new support, with the Exist and the new card from DZ-BT11. So pretty good deck in the meta, I feel. Pretty fast as well, like you need to outrun your opponents, I would say, in the game in order to actually win. So because it lacks a little bit of defensive, but I will go over all of this during the deck profile as well.
Yeah.
So, like every good deck, we should start with the right line. So the right line is pretty obvious. Well, the starter does not really matter, but the rest is like basically very standard. So all the way use Perk to keep a little bit engine together, like compared to other like decks like Rizal, for instance, where you can play a Tranquilia, for instance. This deck cannot, so you have to really play it to your strength, and that's it. So for the effect, this one enables you to check a top 5 and get something out of it, like grade 2 or grade 2 or less, sorry. If it's a grade 2, you can call it like a grade 1, you can call it. It's good, especially when you go into the grade 2, because you can get then your rush early. I will go over the grade 2 afterwards, but they what's enable you to actually take the advantage in the game.
Yeah.
The grade 2 is basically just bringing you back either a grade 2 or a grade 3 from your drop to your hand, so it's pretty good to keep back your pieces, and also it enables you to intercept with the grade 2s. This way you can keep it a little bit low in damage, even though like in the current format the people are actually damaged in IU with that deck. And then the grade 3 use perk is actually just enable like one first attack, and then you can reform on top of it. So by either CB1 by getting one from the trash, or discarding one to putting one from hand on the Vanguard, and then discarding one to get an extra drive from it, then the card on top is bound. So pretty standard here. So over the grade 3s, so we're playing like 4 exists and 3 of the rebuilds. So Persona is really important in that deck because it really enables you to go over the shield of most of the cards. And you don't necessarily need other revolve form in the deck. You could actually put maybe one revolve form from the old support, but in general it's not so good in the current format because it costs you a lot of CBs, and CBs are really important in the deck, especially since the new support is uses some. And so the exist is basically your win con. There's nothing more than that. It's just like when it comes on top, you can EB3 to restand the rear guard, so you would first attack with a grade 2 usually, and then bring it back up. And then it gives plus 10k to all the front rows. If you have a copy of himself in bind zone, because they get bound at the end of the turn by the effect of the rebuild, you get plus 20k and you get an extra crit as well.
Strong card.
Very strong card. So then on grade 2s, so we have 4 of the new grade 2 here at Nifed, and we have 4 of our good friend Best Luthane. Yeah, I don't remember the name by heart. 1 of the Ace units and 1 of Twincast. So you don't play that many grade 2 in comparison to other decks, like playing 9 is not so much, but the good thing is that this one comes back every turn basically whenever you ride your personal ride, basically your rebuild by soul blasting one if you don't have a copy of the same name, and it's also like a 15k during your first turn of grade 3s, and then it becomes a 20k constant during your opponent's turn. So very useful. It's 10k shield as well, so except if you go against Katana, I guess, and you cannot intercept it, then that card is pretty useful. And from hand as well is also 10k shield, so shield that is most needed in that deck. Our good friend Ednifed, he can CB1 check top 7. If you get a use card, you can add it to hand. If it is a grade 2 or lower with a different card name as this one, you can play it on board. So it makes you value, especially on grade 2 turn if you miss some pieces, so you can either search for that one or for some grade 1s to filter the deck more. It can also, like when it attacks, like you Soul Blast 1 and you get plus 5k for every use on your Vanguard and in bind zone. So the longer the game goes, the stronger it becomes. So basically like it's a 15k on the first turn, but then it becomes a 20k, then 25, and so on and so forth, especially if you have Persona. The Ace unit was not really useful today. But in Gosagen, it's actually a pretty good card because Energy Blast 3, check top 7, get something, give protection. Over some of the more control-oriented deck, it's pretty good. And it's still like a 15k by itself if it's on grade 2 turn, and then if you're on grade 3, it can be like a 25 by itself. So if you ever get into Persona as well, like 35 just by nature, then you get the plus, the power bonus of the exist, and it's like kind of hard to guard that. And then finally Twincast, since I've talked about it a little bit, but shield is quite an issue in that deck, so this is why we're running that one instead of the Regalis piece, for instance, the Fire Regalis, that enables you to search for pieces. I feel like you have enough search in the deck to actually play a more defensive option. So it's 10k shield from hand as a Blitz order, and then from drop you can remove it and give plus 5k for each of the grade of your Vanguard, I believe. Yeah. So that's the grade 2s. Then we go over the grade 1. So 4 Corinos, 4 of our Sargon, 3 of Dissection Angel, 2 of the Yellow Jewel Beast for the shield and the search, and also 4 PGs that I will just show there, but it's not really useful for now, so you can just put it on the side. So for the grade 1, it's pretty simple. So this is maybe not super standard on the bottom, but these 8 cards like are really standard. So Sargon is just to enable to hit you harder at the start, and also to enable you to find your pieces faster. So this is why we play that one. It's literally a 13k booster, and also like it enables you to kind of search for units. In some matchup it's very useful, and we'll go over that after that. Corino is more like to search specifically the exist, because you need that card to play, otherwise you just lose the game straight. So the fact that you can either discard it from hand, drink the right phase to get 1 from hand, and then put 1 from hand to soul, enables you to filter your deck. But also the fact that you can also make it work when you call it from deck, it's very, very strong. Just to call it, then check exist, add it to hand, add 1 card from hand to soul. So it funneled the soul, and the soul we use it especially for that card as well, with the grade 2 that I've shown before. So this one is basically like Soul Blast 1 at the end of battle. You get to draw a card. If it boosts against a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, it's a 10k booster. And then if you get a trigger, you can also Soul Blast 2, counter charge 1, and plus 5k. So the reason for that card to be in is because, as I said before, like the people wants to damage deny you. So just the fact that you can use 2 soul to get the counter charge is expensive in the deck, but down the line it's also like another option if you don't have any exist in your hand and only 1 in drop, and you could not recover it. So that's more or less the idea, and still value down the line. So I think it's still a very good card. Like it can be a 15k booster, so if everything goes to plan, then it's very good. As for the yellow Jewel Beast, it's basically just put back 2 cards from your right line back to the right deck face up, and then you can use it offensively and defensively, because if it's placed on rear, then you can do that and check top 5 to call a unit. And if it's on Guardian, it's literally a plus 15k, so it's a 20k shield, which is always welcome in this deck. So a very good addition. I think 2 is kind of a good number. I think 1 would be too few to actually see it and be quite useful. As for, just to come back to the PGs, the reason why I'm running 4 PGs and no of the Sanctitude perfect card is because in the format you don't have that many decks that does triple drive by its wording itself. They get drive plus 1 for most of them. So it's still always good to have this, and it's still like also not a Blitz order, so it doesn't contest the spot of the Twincast if you get both of them in your deck.
I guess I was thinking like against some decks like Prison and Haltluru, I guess the Elementaria would be better.
Yeah.
But have you felt that the regular PGs are better because of the hand size condition?
Yes, I think it's they're much better in that case, because you can still save your skin, I guess, for one of the biggest attack at the end if they go for kill. So I think it's no. I think 4 PGs is correct because like even Heartlulu is like a super strong deck. It's not the only one in the format, and I think you need to be in a broader aspect of. I mean, you need to look at the broader scope, I guess, of the format. But yeah, I do think that regardless of the deck, like be it this one or even like Blamemire, I think that it's good in both of them. You just need to play around the fact that you don't have to. You should not go high in damage against these decks because they just run you over otherwise. Yeah. So that's the grade ones. And then we'll go over the trigger lineup. So one blue OT, our good friend, because of the crit pressure, the power, you have 2 Vanguard attacks, so it makes a lot of sense to play that. You could also go for the red ones, but I do feel that if you don't see it in right setup, it can be a little bit weird. Also the fact that you can bring back 1 card from your drop to your hand enables you to either get back the PG or like a key unit that you kind of need. So always a good card to kind of steal the game away if you're like behind. After that, we have 3 fronts. Well, pretty standards, 20k shield, no need of the soul one. You could actually argue that you use quite a lot of soul in the deck, so maybe it could be an addition, but I think that 20k is just much needed in this deck.
Yeah.
So if it was not so shield, like if the shield was not so problematic in the deck, maybe I would run the one that goes into soul. But for now, 3 front 20k is pretty good. Then we go over the crits, so 8 crits, so 4 effect 1, 4 regular. Well, nothing specific. The crit can always goes into soul, so it can kind of solve the issue. But down the line, it's just for the shield value mostly, and just also because you cannot play more than 8. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's if you could play more, I guess you would. But for now, it's pretty good. And then for the heal, I play 2 standard heal and 2 heal against free standards because you have a lot of free standard in the current format. Be it Virgila, be it Earth Lulu, be it Prison as well. It's always a good card. Like 25k shield is not bad at all. And also even if it's a 10k shield in regular, like you have few of these matchups in the current format. Like most of the decks does restands, so always a good card to have. Just need to remember that it only works against the restander and not if a unit is called on top or anything of that sort for an extra attack. And that's basically it.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so when I talk about some matchups today, like what did you go in, for example, Swiss?
So now I need to remember what I went against, but
round 1, what happened?
That was the round 1 that I remember the least. No, I went against. Maybe I will not do it in order, but I lost only to Prison, and it was a pretty unfortunate game in general, in the sense that I managed to push him at 5 pretty fast, but then he got my 2 heal out, and he kind of outgrinded me by not giving me CB, so you cannot recover the cards from the Prison, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it is part of the game as well, and you cannot really afford this. Also, I guess it's one of these kind of hard matchup. If you don't push like fast enough and actually end up the game before it goes into grade 4, it can be a little bit grueling to go against the deck in general, because they always like get quite a lot of cards and they can rebuild the board from nothing, basically, like you do as well in Youthberk. So that makes the matchup a little bit complicated. Then I played against a Maskus deck, famous one. I will not put it at the end, I will put it at the start as well. So Gandiva Mask, I think that it was pretty unfortunate for my opponent twice, but also I got like super good opening as well, so I cannot really complain about that.
Yeah, you went first as well.
Yes, I did. So shout out to you, Stefan.
Thanks.
Yeah. So it was, but it was tense at some point. They almost killed me like with 5 damage. I mean 6 damage, 5 damage in 1 turn. But the heal came in clutch at the end. So yeah, so that was tense. But yeah, I think it's a hard matchup as well, because if everything goes according to plan in the Maskus deck, it's kind of tough to go through it. So.
Yeah, I just want to say that I was at 5 damage and your heal came perfectly at 6 damage, and that was the last attack.
That was destiny, it's not me. I have nothing to do with it. I wish, but...
Magic powers.
Yes. Maybe in the future with Blindmire Phantom we can heal, but
exactly.
Other decks I don't think so. I faced also, Fennel was the first round, so I don't think it was like such a difficult matchup. Sure, like you can get a crit early, so, and I lost the dice in that one, so I just had to defend, so spend a little bit more cards in the early game and try not to go too high in damage so that I don't get taken out. But down the line, the problem with Fennel is that you have a lot of orders in the deck, so you have not so many shield in hand most of the time.
Exactly.
Also, the order makes you draw 1, but you have to spend 3 in order to have your effect online, and even if you have the grade 3 order, is not like good enough, I think, to go against the meta right now. And I do think that Youthberk is quite a relevant deck in the current meta as well. Like maybe top tier, but like tier 2 at minimum. Yeah. What else really did I face? Because now it's tough. Blenmeyer, I did face Blenmeyer. So I think like it was pretty tense game in general. Like the problem with Blenmeyer is that once he reached that threshold of like preventing you to PGs, it's kind of tough to go through, especially since you don't play Sanctitude. But at the same time, like you just need to push and try to stay low in damage in order to keep up the good pressure in general and not be overwhelmed by the crit and the guard restrict. But it does do like quite a lot of power lines as well. But as Fennel, like it has sometimes issues with shield. If it doesn't get the 15k, then it can be a little bit grueling because basically power line of Youthberk it goes like over like 50, 60k. So once you get to that point, it's kind of harsh. What was the other deck I faced? I will say that a couple of times, but
otherwise you can just go to Top Cut if you don't.
Yeah, I mean Top Cut it was Blenmeyer basically. Top Cut was Blenmeyer.
Didn't you play against Katana one game?
I did play against Katana. You're right, and Katana is a tough game, so you cannot really afford to, because Katana's mechanic is just to stun your rear guards, so you cannot afford to basically swing with one rear then go into the exist and restand it because he will just stun it. So basically my strategy was just like put the rear guard early, try to prevent the effect of the order that can remove like one of my units whenever it's cold, and basically just swing with big power 3 attack every turn and try to make the maximum value out of this. So but it worked pretty well. I also won the dice, so it helps tremendously because I feel like if you go second against that deck, it's straight off. So yeah, but it's like a revenge as well because I lost to it a couple of times already. So so yeah. And then Top Cut was Blenmeyer, the Mascus again Diva deck, and then in the end it was Chris Rain. So Chris Rain, really tough matchup. The deck draws a lot of cards. As discussed before, like sometimes it looks like a fake hand in the sense that they may not have a lot of shield, but it can be the opposite as well because the deck draws tremendously. Draws really a lot, like 14, 13 cards in hand. So it can be a little bit tough to actually go through this. But I think like you just need to keep pushing and hope for the best. If it doesn't work out, well, it is what it is. Youthberk is not a deck designed to stand like for long games. So you can go at best like on the third grade 3, but I don't think that if you go longer than that, I think you just lost the momentum to kind of win, and it means that the deck in front of you most likely have a shit ton of card in hand. So I think that's a little bit complicated to go through this in general. So,
did you go first or second in that matchup?
I went second in that one, actually, yeah. But it was good enough. I had like actually quite a lot of shield, and when it came to options, like I managed to to get a certain amount of triggers. So it helped quite a bit, especially since the power lines can be a little bit grueling. Also 2 PGs in hand, managed to keep it at bay. I was like fearing for the Valnut, like the restanding OT, but down the line didn't came, so I was relieved. I would say, but yeah. But overall, I think like Youthberk is a good deck to go into almost any matchups as long as you win the dice. It can be a little bit hard when you go second, but yeah, I think it's still a good pick for like any regionals or any locals you want to pick. It can be a little bit expensive, but since you don't have the Keter Pine no more, like don't have to spend for the Keys Fold and the Wisdom, that doesn't cost a lot. Just the Sargon is the only card that you still play from that old build, and the new cards are really, really good. So hopefully we get more support, it becomes like even better than this, but we'll see. It's not likely for now.
Yeah, so we get the promo in set 12.
Yep.
Do you think that is gonna bump up the deck even like more, or is it gonna stay like almost same power level? Like, what do you think about
I
that
think
addition?
the promo will take some grade 1 slots, like especially I think the Dissection Angel. I do think it's good because it's just a free check top 7, get one thing, so it's good to search and find add more like stability to the deck, even though I don't feel that it was struggling so much. The only issue is that it's no shield value, so if you keep it in hand, it's just a dead card. I do think that it will put the deck a little bit higher, but we need to see also like what comes next, because set 12 is gonna be pretty exciting also for Stoichia players. So have to see how it goes. Even Dark State is gonna be maybe interesting. So, and Brawlers.
Yeah, Brawlers. Let's go
for the old standing player. But yeah, I think it's Yeah, it might make it better, but we need to see how it goes again, how it does against the meta going forward. Yeah.
Okay, any final words, last words you want to say?
I guess shout out to the locals, to Stefan for the content he's producing. Very nice. You should subscribe if you didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, comment, everything. Subscribe. Yes, yes.
And also shout out to the French community because I'm still part of them. We'll see
Right,
each other
right,
like
exactly.
next week, most likely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to
French regional, most
Exactly.
likely gonna play that deck again since it went well. But my history with deck that goes well before regional is not so good. So we'll see. But pretty excited for it. So let's go.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, my good friend Mathias, for doing this. Bye.
Bye bye.